Louis Vuitton and niche houses like Parfums de Marly and Amouage have ruined the fragrance market. Let me explain. This is Symphony by Louis Vuitton. It is, at the end of the day, after taxes and everything, like a $600 fragrance. And it's really bloody nice. But at one point, Louis Vuitton was less than 350 bucks, and they just kept increasing their prices and then offered an even higher X-Straight version, which is what PDM just did. And I don't have one because apparently they're bloody terrible, but eventually they'll end up caving. And they said, you know what? They're fucking charging 600 bucks. Surely we can charge 600 bucks for a pretty simple, nice, easy wearing fragrance. And thus, this $600 range became normal. And then the fragrances that are the regular designers, the ones that majority of people's parents wear, the ones that majority of people wear, they said, fucking hell, if they're charging $600, surely we don't have to spend, you know, what was back when I bought this, $90. Maybe we can get away with charging $210 for Le Absolu, or something like Prada Paradigm for like $160, $170, whatever it is. Both these extremely overpriced. This is how it used to go, right? We had the really, really cheap, like in the middle of the mall dupes for like $15 to $30. We had your 100 mLs for like $90. Cheaper for the 50 mLs, you'd probably get it in that like 45 to 55 range. And then your niches and the really high-end designers like the LVs were in that 350-ish range. So then we went and got things that were, you know, in this range, where the $29, but a very nice higher end fragrance, still did well. They did a very good job with this. But a typical one would be something like this, $50, feels a bit more legit, you know, this, that. It has things like date, it's got these crazy atomizers now because they've got the budget to do it because they're selling it for that $50 range. But what also happened was you could get things like this. This is Pure Musk by Cutledge, which has bloody Rose Absolute in it. Rose Absolute is really fucking expensive. The idea of putting Rose Absolute in a cheaper Middle Eastern doopy type of brand back in the day was impossible, because why would I spend $90 for this when this used to exist at $90? Ironically, back in the day, you didn't really know, you know, what fragrance was a dupe of this, that, and the other, because fucking Zara's been doing it for as long as I can think of, and we didn't care because the average person doesn't know it's a dupe of anything. They just go, oh, that smells nice and it's under 100 bucks, I'm willing to pay for it. Which is why now this has become so prevalent, because the average consumer goes, hey, this is priced in a way that I'm willing to pay for it, and I can no longer afford Dior, YSL, all that type of shit. It's too expensive for me now. And this was made for all of us in the smelly water enthusiast community who go, oh, I just want the best of the best. And that the one arsehole fragrance fan will keep buying it no matter how expensive it is. So it's partially my fault and I take responsibility for it. But the reason that we're seeing so many of these brands just crushing it is because they're playing in the ballpark that people were always willing to spend on fragrances.